Coming up on Mountain News this morning, school districts in our region do their part to save the families of their students a bit of money during a historic period of inflation. And a local science center hosts a special camp to help teach kids what to do if they're ever caught in an emergency.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, 5:32 on this Friday. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning. I was going to say something, but I forgot what it was. Let's take it over to Brandon. I literally had a thought on the top of my mind, and I just blank. So it's Friday. So
it is Friday.
We'll make it.
That's right.
Barely.
We're almost there.
Almost.
That's right. So
Almost.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
It'll be here before you know it. All right. Forecast this morning. Fairly quiet. Some fog in some areas. A little mild in some areas, but not too much going on along Interstate 75, at least with the fog. Some traffic out there this morning at Corbin. So, again, be aware of that as you're traveling. Light traffic for the most part, but some places are seeing a little bit more than others. 61 Clintwood, 70 Moorhead, Prestonsburg, Jackson, and Jacksboro this morning. Upper 60s in a lot of locations. 63, the next coolest spot in Wise this morning. Still sticky, too. Looking at dew points in the upper 60s near 70 in most locations. Wise, the exception there, in the low 60s. So, again, still a little bit sticky out there, but when you don't have the sunshine, you don't feel it as much. But you're going to feel it later as the 12-hour planner kicks in. 93, your forecast high this afternoon. Take all heat precautions to stay cool. The only relief we might see is a passing shower this afternoon in the heat of the day, and even I don't have a whole lot of confidence in that. So be ready for the heat. Dakota?
Brandon, thank you. Well, we're learning more about an abuse investigation within EKU's softball team. EKU says it began immediately following a Twitter thread from a former softball player on July 4th. The investigation concluded yesterday, and EKU released all 110 pages of it. Samantha Valentino is breaking down the report.
It all started with a tweet describing one player's, quote, college softball experience. And it led to an investigation of allegations against EKU head softball coach Jane Worthington. 15 former softball players were among the 31 witnesses interviewed. Allegations included claims that Coach Worthington deliberately withheld food as punishment, mistreated players, and made irresponsible comments to players pertaining to mental health. 2 witnesses made allegations regarding, quote, abusive behavior during a Colonel's Challenge in fall 2021. This photo from the investigation shows players planking on a sand volleyball court, while assistant coach Haley Sims sprays them with a water hose. The report states that the, quote, purpose of the event was not to punish athletes, but to encourage team building as well as athletic performance and fun. Coach Worthington says players complained to her, saying the challenge needed to be more challenging in the future. EKU says they did not find any school, NCAA, or criminal violations during their investigation.
When it came to us, we've always addressed it in a timely way. The allegations were a complete surprise based on my interaction, my observation of our softball program, and again, pleased with the result today.
A number of former players have responded to the results of the investigation on social media. Some say they're disappointed and saddened by the findings, while others are not surprised.
I'm not surprised that they didn't find anything just because there wasn't anything to find.
Deanne Horswell was coached by Worthington from 2007 to 2010.
Given the opportunity to you either rise or, you quit. And that's the thing about D1 athletics is you're going to get pushed. That's D1. That's the best of the best, and in order to be the best, you have to push yourself.
Well, that was Samantha Valentino reporting regarding the allegations against Coach Worthington, including withholding food as punishment, making comments about players' weight, and placing the safety of players at risk. Deanne Horswell says she never experienced any of these things during her time on the team. School districts throughout the region are purchasing school supplies prior to the 2022-2023 school year. Floyd and Knott County schools have used their ESSER funds now for 2 years in a row to purchase all required supplies for all pre-K through 12th grade students, including pencils, paper, binders, folders, rulers, and more. Floyd County Superintendent Anna Shepard says it is important to share these funds with Eastern Kentucky families and lift any burden during these economically challenging times.
Those kids being able to come to school and teachers being able to teach and them being able to learn and for families to just not have to worry about this one thing of purchasing school supplies.
And over in Knott County, Superintendent Brent Hoover says many students are excited to receive the supplies and be back in the classroom next month. Students from around the region united this week at Morehead State University, learning and discussing ways to rise above by coming together. Our Buddy Forbes gives us a look at the fun and fellowship from the camp's first year back since 2019.
Sometimes it takes a group of people willing to unite.
Prevention, treatment, it's too big for one group, one organization, and so we're learning to work together.
Camp Unite is back on the calendar with more than 100 students from around the region ready to serve their communities.
Oh, so close.
Working toward a goal to kick addiction to the side.
They get to rise up against everything that goes against them growing up, like they're peer pressured into doing drugs, drinking alcohol.
With a week full of information and invention, students are invited to share and grow together, learning how to cope with certain circumstances and find the hope to keep pushing.
On three. 1, 2, 3. Have fun!
Hunter and others like him are the reason that we're here. You know, like all of us, we've been impacted. Our communities have been impacted by substance abuse. Hunter has too, but he's resilient. And he's learning those skills, and now he's sharing those with those other boys.
In a space that volunteers say is judgment-free and joy-filled.
And to see the smiles that we put on these kids' faces, and just to give them hope and to talk to them about different things and the struggles that they're going through.
Because whether they are playing, painting, or primping,
They are having a ball for sure.
they are each leaving behind a print.
And life's going to be tough, but you always have somebody to reach out to that can help you. And this one will stay with Unite.
Who are we? Unite strong. What are we?
Stronger together!
By moving forward together. In Morehead, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Hill says this camp was sort of a rebuilding year, but everyone has been enjoying the week, and it will be a sad time when they return home today. Well, the Challenger Learning Center in Hazard hosts many camps in the summertime, but yesterday's emergency camp taught students about how to stay safe in a crisis situation. 14-year-old Zachary says this camp is helping him navigate his future career. Zach says his loved ones were in an accident years ago, and he was inspired by the people who helped his family.
I've been in a lot of accidents, but the real reason is I'm going to be a trauma surgeon. I'm going into biomed this year in high school when it starts back, and I'm going to, I think I really need to know this for my career.
Employees hope the emergency camp inspired campers to go out and help save lives. Hazard's third North Fork Music Festival kicks off this evening. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox has a preview of all the action.
An up-and-coming tradition bringing people to the center of Hazard.
We wanted to have a reason for people to come to downtown and to have a good time and have a positive association with it.
The North Fork Music Festival will include 10 local bands, food vendors, and family games, all set up downtown on Main Street.
We have all kinds of food vendors and beer vendors and things like that all set up, and people can kind of walk through that whole area.
The venue will be set up at the end of Main Street as the block will be closed off so people can socialize. A different setup than other cities and counties.
It's really been a good recruiting tool for businesses, to people to see, oh, this is what downtown could be used for. This is what it looks like when it's got a ton of people, when people are buying things from local vendors.
City officials feel confident the event will be a safe, fun atmosphere.
We've got a good, strong police presence. We've got traffic enforced. We've got town blocked off. It's a good time and a good place, a safe place for people to come.
The festival is part of a bigger plan to make Main Street an entertainment district, which they set up every Saturday night by blocking off the road.
We're kind of testing it out right now and kind of setting up some, how's this going to work going forward. So right now we're just doing it on Saturdays, but this event we're going to do it both days, of course.
Gates open at 4:30 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and the festival will last until 11:30 each night. From Hazard, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, city officials recommend bringing cash and a chair for the event. Admission will be $10, and you will only be able to pay in cash. Just ahead this morning, the legal battle between Johnny Depp and his ex-wife Amber Heard might soon see another chapter in the saga.
Some hot days are on the horizon, but how hot are we talking? I'll have the answer to that question in about 3 minutes.